Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and for years, the National Society of Arts and Letters has assisted promising young artists through competition, mentoring, and other opportunities. And here to tell us more is Jarmaine Magala. Jarmaine, welcome to STL TV.
Thank you.
So the National Society of Arts and Letters is something that's new to me. It probably shouldn't be, but being a St. Louisan, but you were telling me off camera that you've been around since the 1950s here in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. The St. Louis chapter is one of 18 chapters pretty much across the country.
Okay.
Focused mostly Midwest to the East Coast for most of the chapters.
Okay.
We have been around since the 1950s, and we remain a small group, but a very helpful group to our community.
And who is the community? Is it all of St. Louis, or are you directly impacting students primarily? Or?
Yeah, our audience, no pun intended, are typically young artists, typically the age of about 16 to about 25. So you could be a student, you can be a graduate student, or you can be neither of them. You can just be, in this particular competition year, a musician.
Okay, so you guys have a competition coming up next month, February 24th, is that right, at the Sheldon? So tell us a little bit about that. It's music.
This year we have 6 different disciplines that we compete in. This year National has selected music, and specifically woodwinds. Okay. So the 3 instruments that we will have our competition is the flute, the oboe, and the clarinet.
Okay. The flute, the oboe, the clarinet, this year the Sheldon. So any student age 17
to about 25 and a half
can compete for scholarship money, is that right?
Yeah. At our local level, we will be giving away $2,000 to the first place winner, $1,000 to the second place winner, and $750 to the third place winner. But in addition to the money awards, which is nice to a student, they also have opportunity to be judged by professional players.
Right here in St. Louis.
Yeah, so
okay.
that's.
So can you tell us a little bit about the judges?
Yeah, well, this is a particularly exciting year for us because, of course, we are fortunate to have the St. Louis Symphony and a lot of friends within the symphony, and so our judges this year are Mark Gordon, who is actually retired from the symphony, but he was principal oboe, Mark Sparks, principal flute, and Scott Andrews.
Scott Andrews, okay,
Yeah.
Great. So you've got 3 well-known professional musicians who are going to be judging this year's competition. And you were telling me when we were talking before the show that it's a blind audition. So how does that work?
So we, as the committee, will be working with the contestants.
Okay.
All the way up literally till they get on stage. And when
so you'll be working with them the day of or even prior, like now?
Well, working with them just means in terms of organizing them, making sure we understand their needs and they understand our needs. We will have an option of an accompanist, for example. So some students will be bringing their own, or they can use the one we'll provide.
Okay, so you talk to the students who are competing and you find out what their needs are. You really treat them as professionals, and they are professionals.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then they get to the Sheldon with their accompanist or not, and their music. And is the music something that you give them in advance, or do they choose their own selections?
2 of the 3 pieces that they will be competing in have been selected by the national organization.
Okay.
The 3rd piece is their selection.
Their choice. So when they come on stage, do they do all 3 at the same time, one after another? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break right now, Jarmaine, but I've got lots more questions about the National Society, but also about this great competition at the Sheldon. So stay tuned. We've got much more information with Jarmaine Magala on STL TV Live right after this break.